Yeah, for me, we lacked killer instinct of any kind, and that's. I say that when we have the ball, and I say that when we didn't have the ball. There was. Again, we give up an early goal off of a transition. We lose the ball. They play across the field. They get in between our outside back, center back. We're down 1-0 pretty quickly into the game. I think we create a fair number of chances through the rest of the first half. We have some balls that have to hit the back of the net. We don't, which is part of that killer instinct. We're not. For me, in front of the net, we've got to be ready to finish in one touch. We're trying to make it more perfect. We have opportunities to shoot. We try to make it more perfect. And that can't happen because you're vulnerable. Every time you give up, you let those opportunities pass, you're more and more vulnerable as the game progresses. We saw that. Second half, Sega goes down. We were already preparing a group of substitutions. So then having to switch to find a substitution to come in for Sega, get him ready. Derek, we have about a window of a few minutes maybe to get ourselves to that substitution to get to 11v11, and we give up the second one. Again, I think, okay, we're down a man, but we got passive when Pasher got the ball and he put it on his left foot. We were passive. We weren't closing him up. He bends one to the back post, and now you're 2 down and scrambling, and all the fresh legs that are coming on the field have a much bigger battle or hill to climb. I think in some of these teams that sat back against us and clogged things up, it's not, again, it doesn't come with enough killer instinct. It doesn't come with enough forward intention. It doesn't come with enough balls being whipped in front of the goal and making them make plays. And it's when you're just kind of passing the ball around the perimeter too slowly and not finishing those attacks, then again, you're vulnerable. And I felt like that was a bit us. Some of these transitions, we don't win challenges. We lose tackles in the transitions, and that's deadly. Like you're 2 against 1, and I don't know how many times 1 against 2, them 1, us 2, where guys dribbled through us, or we lost a challenge and now they're on the other side of us. Like these things, they just can't happen. This group, and the message in that group is, we can play nice and lose games. It's unacceptable. We have to find the ugly and the fight and the competitive side and the killer instinct to win games, to take what can be nice moments of soccer and turn them into real winning soccer, which is the hard, nasty work that gets done in front of the goal. Who wants to get on the end of things in front of the goal, and who's going to run hard, and that's the discussion with us, and asking everybody to step up and be the best version of themselves and to take that responsibility. And that's, they're with it. They're with that. It was a great conversation quickly as a group after, and we know we have a quick turnaround with a big ask for the next couple of days. But when you're in this moment and your rival in a knockout game is in front of you, it asks a big question for you to turn around and find that fight real fast, which I think the guys were all a little embarrassed with the outcome today, and there's an opportunity in a couple of days to come out and put out a real battle.
Greg, I guess, how would you describe your tenor on all this? Is it frustration, anger, disgust? We've had a lot of frustrating moments this season.
Yeah, I think it's, for me, a lot of these moments kind of sum up to the same moment, which again it comes down to that killer instinct side of things. We've let a lot of opportunities pass us by this year. We haven't scored a ton of goals. I think just over the last few games, we've conceded more, but early in the season, we certainly defended a lot better. But it's, we have a lot of guys who like to play the pretty game and like to pass the ball and move the ball and have some nice combinations. But all of us, and what we talked about, all of us, starting with me and everybody there, needs to go a step further outside of the pretty game and be to the effective game. And that requires more work, more running, more sacrificing yourself in front of the goal, and some of that hard stuff that is gritty, and we need more of that. For me, that's the hump we really need to get over. Like I said to them, a lot of guys have had opportunities through the course of this season, and now everybody needs to step up, and opportunities are going to start to dwindle as is guys start to show what their value is for this group to be successful, not just to play, but to be successful, to win games, to fulfill the expectation of the LA Galaxy. So that's what we're finding out right now as we go through this.
Is it just turning a switch, or is this something that's going to require something more massive?
Well, I think some of it's just you'd like to think some of it is a switch because there's some good players in there. It might take a different combination of players. It might take a little bit of a structuring and put some different partnerships on the field. But I don't necessarily think it takes something massive, though. We're going to be looking at where we're at when we get to the window, and lots of opportunities that we'll keep our eyes on. Not lots, but there's opportunities or thoughts that we'll keep our eye on. But at the end of the day, again, I think we have quality players in this group, but the quality players that are here, we all know, and again, it starts with me, it needs to be more effective football. It can't just be passing around, looking nice, creating things. There has to be effectiveness on the end of our attacks, and we need to get back to that hard-nosed stinginess that we had earlier in the season on the defensive side.
Greg, I know you rotated a little bit with the starting lineup there. Were you, outside of giving up a goal in the first half, did you like the way that rotated lineup played?
Yeah, by and large, I did. I mean, I thought, again, we had some moments that we didn't deal with, and they hit the crossbar. They have a couple chances, and the game is about moments. And you can play well and have 3 moments where you don't deal with things well and be down 3-0, and that's not acceptable either. So I thought there were some good actions. I thought we put together and created some good chances, of which we didn't finish. But I still think when the opposition clears the ball because you have a good press on them and it comes to you, and you're the guy that needs to knock it down to your teammate, you need to knock it down to your teammate, not down to the opposition who then counterattacks you and scores a goal. Those are gaps that we have to close. When the guy crosses the ball, we can't have a guy in between 2 of our center backs heading the bar off the crossbar. You have to mark the guy in the minute, in that moment, and you got to deal with that situation. So again, I thought at halftime, if we kept the activity level of the group, the speed at which we were playing, some of the combination play, we would be able to create some more chances in the second half. And I thought some momentum could find us some of those opportunities. But again, the message is we can't concede anything, right? We've got to close the gaps on those moments where we have to seal things off defensively in transition. We can't allow things to happen. And again, we got caught on that. So there were some good moments, but again, it comes down to the effectiveness and ultimately the execution and the final product, right, in the box and both sides.
Is there a difference for the team and mentality in terms of going on the road and coming home? Last 2 home games, giving up 6 goals, only scored 1. But there's been some good fight on the road whenever you played. Do you feel like that's something that needs to develop at home, or do you feel it's even a difference between the two?
Yeah, I do. It's something we actually talked about. It's interesting because we talked about it leading up to the game. I talked about it with the folks in Spectrum, and I talked about it with our group that we need to have the grittiness at home, and that we don't have to win the game in the first 5 minutes. We have to build ourselves into the match, build momentum, but stay disciplined, stay organized, and continue with the mindset of, again, being effective. And I do believe a little bit, and this is something this group is working on, and haven't found the right formula yet, is what it ultimately takes to be effective in front of their fans, in front of the expectation to win games, in front of the expectation to perform. It's something that this group has to own that responsibility, all of us in a different way, because the lower hanging fruit for us is we have to be better at home. We've been actually decent on the road, and we've taken decent points, but we've now let, I think, 9 go at home at least, and that's not the Galaxy. The Galaxy wins at home. It's a fortress, and we have to own that as a group and find that right formula as a team, because that's going to be the difference for us. If we can, then I think the other stuff we've grinded out well on the road and become difficult, but at home it hasn't been good enough.
Hey, Greg. So you mentioned earlier in the week that you were short of midfielder, or you like a midfielder. Did the performance today solidify that, or did it give you kind of a different mentality on what you're looking for, on what kind of midfielder you're looking for?
Well, I think I've thought this since, last year. And we've been working through like a true defensive midfielder who covers balls, who wins balls, who organizes your team, who has that leadership, who has that presence. I still believe that that's a piece that we need. I think it really will help Markey free up and give us the running. Markey's not a 6. That's not what his ultimate goal is. Markey is a guy who runs through the lines. He gets through the box. He moves defenders. He keeps the game moving fast. He gives the attacking players more time to finish, things like that. And right now we're asking him to do a bit of a 6 role. Ryan is also more of a ground coverer. When he's in the 6, I feel like he fades in and out of games, and it's not enough. And so I feel like we don't get the best of him, and he doesn't give the best of what we need when he's in the 6. So then we've tried some double pivot type of stuff, and so we've manufactured a midfield in some ways. They're both, again, not to say either has had a bad thing. I don't think either of them is doing what is their best position. Is it the only thing we need is more of the question for me. But I do believe that is something that this team really needs, is that presence in that 6th position.
Greg,
Yes, sir.
with result like tonight, how big is the game on Wednesday against LAFC?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big game. And tonight is lost points in the league, and at home, which is one thing. I think Wednesday is now, it's a couple things. It is a bounce back from this and a performance that had its moments, but certainly not good enough. I think it's another rivalry match. It's our fans who didn't get what they should have gotten today need to get better on Wednesday from us. And it's a knockout. And when you're at this club, the expectation is that we're going to play for championships and play for trophies. And that's the level that we all have to get to, and the expectation we have to live up to. And Wednesday is an opportunity to play for another step towards a championship. So for me, there's more reasons why Wednesday is bigger. I think the most important thing is we come out and we show capacity to fight and to scrap and to do all of the dirty things along with the pretty things, and impose ourselves on the game in the right way, give our fans something to be excited about and to get behind. If we do that and we do that in the right way, then the outcome will be the outcome. But we can't have lapses in moments, but we've got to fight for the win, and we've got to play every single play with the right tenacity and battle that it deserves, right? That our fans deserve.
Greg, I know you were talking about that theme of coming out too over-eager, and then you overextend yourself, you give up a goal. But it seems like you guys built yourself up back nicely into this game. But in the second half, those 2 quick goals, kind of like the quick ones from Dallas, I guess, do the mistakes snowball, or how do you prevent that moving forward?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think the first goal, again, we've got some overload going on the right side, and Raw is a little bit opened wide on the left side if we're going to come across, and again we lose the ball, we get transition. I agree with you. I think we found some stability in the half, and we were able to do some things, but again, not enough. The second half, the first goal, and then followed up with the second goal. I do believe that some of this stuff is about personality. It's about confidence. It's about it's about some of those things that when you make a mistake, there's a positive response to dealing with the next situation and not letting another bad situation come from a bad situation. That's an emotional response, and I do find that sometimes we have seen that. And I saw that a little bit last year, and now I've seen that in a couple games. It's not something that I saw earlier in the season, but it's something that definitely has popped in the last couple of games that needs to be addressed as a group.
Now we'll take some questions from the Zoom call. We'll go with Kevin Baxter. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, Greg, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, this may not be top of mind right now, but I noticed you did rotate, your line today as everyone expected. But the thing that you did is you seem to keep guys grouped. Like Chicharito plays with the same guys. You guys play with the same guys. Is that part of the strategy? Is that just the way it worked out? I know you have some chess players on your team. Is this three-dimensional stuff that you do, or does it just appear that way from the outside?
Not entirely. I mean, some of it is, for example, Douglas hasn't played, 90 minutes 2 times or 3 times in a year and a half. And to ask him to come in for a third 90 minutes in a row, possibly even be ready for the next one, it's a risk. If you look around the league, teams are losing players because this is a really busy schedule for a lot of teams that are in multiple competitions. So some of it's just it's a risk reward because we're still in the first half of the season, and so some of it is just not trying to push guys over the edge, understanding that we have 3 important games this week. All 3 happen to be at home, but so some of it is that. It was about this time last year that Javi had some challenge, so we're also a little cognitive of just that we're in a really busy time period, and Javi's given us a lot of minutes. So there's some partnerships that I like. Yes, there's some partnerships that I feel are more beneficial for us. I have reasons behind that. I don't know if they're 3-dimensional, but there are relationships that we see inside of training or inside of games that we feel fit better together than others, but it wasn't the only reason behind it. Some of this is just that we're in 7 games in 24 days, and we have players that we need to be aware of where they're at physically. Derek is another player who last year, when we lined up games for him, we lost him, and so it's important just to try to build these guys in and be cautious and be aware of the fact that we are, again, playing 7 games in 24 days, and it's a big ask for guys.
Is some of that, does that come down to the gut? Like, I feel like this guy is ready for something. Did you hear it?
No, didn't hear you. Sorry.
But I said, does it ever come down to a gut feeling? Like, I think this guy is ready to do something today. I'm gonna put him out there.
No, not really. I mean, look, a guy like Dayon as an example is when he's come onto the games at the end of games, the last few, he scored a goal. He had a goal called back. He had one at the end of the last game that he missed. So he's shown to be goal dangerous, and he's puts in the work every day. So some of it is too just to see what he's going to be able to bring to this group in a bigger season. So some of it is again rotation. Some of it is guys getting opportunities to show what they're going to be able to add to the team as we continue forward. And some of it is again relationships, different things like that. So it's not about overthinking things too much. It's about trying to put the best team who's ready to come on the field to give you the best chance to win the game.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then we'll take one last one from Sydney Hunt on Zoom. Sydney, go ahead.
Hey, Greg, good evening. You talked about that need to be gritty to essentially win ugly. I was looking back at the first 4 home matches you allowed, I believe it was 2 goals, but now 3 in a row, or 3 goals in the past 2 home matches. What, I guess, is kind of disconnect for the defense end? Have you seen like a tangible sign of maybe things are going in the wrong direction? Where do you feel things have gone wrong? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, one of the things I would say is in the early home games, this is just a fact. It's not right, wrong, or different, but we stuck with kind of the same group game after game, and we didn't make many changes the first 4 games of the season. I don't think I changed really anyone, maybe one person in the lineup. So there was some continuity. Whatever that kind of is one thing. Maybe the mentality just to stay a little bit more connected, protect ourselves a little bit more. Maybe again, as we've gotten into this and the season starts to move along, you start to look. In general, it's normal. You start to look up at the table a little bit. You start to see where you're at. You start to feel like maybe you need 3 points to keep in touch with the top. I don't know. I'm speculating a little bit, but what's important again is that we Yeah, we remain disciplined, we remain focused, that we win our duels. That was something that we did better in the first part of the season. We won duels, we picked up second balls, we did the gritty hustle stuff more. And now I feel like we've gotten a little bit into teams sitting back on us at home, and we play a lot, and then the next thing you know, we transition, we're exposed because we've committed numbers to the attack, and then we lose a challenge, and little things are breaking into that. So again, for me, it's just we got to get back to the mentality of, first and foremost, we're here to compete and to battle and to scrap and to fight and work our way towards a victory, and start as that as the foundation, and not that we're here to pass the ball around and get 5,000 passes in or something like that. But we have to move the ball with the conviction to score goals and to defend our goal and to stay disciplined in every play and to stay concentrated and focused and connected and those kinds of things. And so, I'm not here to make any excuses for our group, but in this gap, I can't tell, but when I go back and watch, if guys are looking to rest in bad places or whatever, that, and not staying connected to the group, but we need to close those gaps regardless, and we need to be scrappier and again win more duels. We had good moments of that in the game, but you got to do it for every play and for 90 minutes.
Thanks for your time, Greg.
All right, thanks.
You're dealing with an injury there for maybe a month or so. So you played Minnesota now today. How are you feeling now going forward?
Yeah, in one way it's great to be back, of course, but it's not the best coming back in this kind of way like today. Losing a game like we did, I think we have to learn, because we are not learning from the mistakes we are doing every game at home. We are not starting the games in the proper way. We are conceding goals the first 10, 15 minutes always. It happened today again, first half and second half, and then it cost a game. It's like that, it's obviously, and it's great to be back, like I said, but it's not the way I want it.
How do you guard against that start?
We are working on it, but it's still happening, and it's on us. It's not on the coaches. It's not because of the atmosphere or whatever, because the fans are here helping us, supporting us. I think it's our mistake, and we have to learn from it. I think we say today again, we have to start more, not like conservative, but more compact, to be more short, like as a team, because when we are like wide open, they create the chances and they score goals. Like today happened again, when we start the building up, we miss the ball, we lose the ball, and then immediately after 2 seconds they are in front of Bondi 1-against-1 and they score. And it's on us. We have to keep working on these kind of things, and we're gonna get better. We are lucky that now we have another game on Wednesday, and we can switch this thing around very quick.
Victor, we've seen this team throughout the season have moments where things just aren't there. There's been a lot of frustrations through this season, and not just at the start of games, but as they're getting to go. What is missing? What are the things that you guys are not doing that you need to be better at?
For sure, to score more goals, because this season we are missing that. We were so good at the beginning of the season, like doing many, like not conceding a lot. Today we concede again 3 goals at home. That this cannot happen again. But of course we need to be more like effective in front, to be more killers. We need everyone. We need the strikers, we need the midfielders, we need even the defenders when we get the free kicks, the corner kicks. We need more from all of us, and it's not happening. We are working on it. Of course, we have many guys in front that they can score goals, but we are missing. And today in the first half, we see again that we miss a lot of chances. And I think we could be leading the game in the first half, but we were not.
Are there details that are missing? Any specific details?
No, I don't think so, because you can see on the first half, of course we didn't start the game as we wanted, but at the end we were creating the chances. And as I said, I think we could be in front of the game at the halftime, but we weren't. And then the second half it happened the same again. The first 10 minutes they scored the second goal, and then you have to work really hard to get back, and it's not easy.
Victor, since you've arrived here, you've been a leader during games in the sense that when you have the ball, guys know what runs they should be making. Do you feel that maybe right now some of those runs aren't dictating the pass? Is there a little bit of a disconnect?
Yeah, sometimes it is, and sometimes it's also maybe the fault from the guys we are playing on the middle, that we are not putting the right ball on the right moment. Sometimes it's about the running, sometimes it's about maybe the control, because we are missing also sometimes the control, or the shot, or whatever. I think we have to try to connect again all the pieces. I'm sure we're gonna do it, because we have the quality, we have the players, but we have to also, like we said today, we have to trust more on each other, because this, I think we are missing that, and we say today, we say last week, and we have to believe that we are a great team, we are a good team, we show it many times, and I think this Wednesday is a big one to do it, and I think we have to do it, of course, for our fans, because today, second half, like I said, it was unacceptable, and we feel really bad for them.
Go, Josh. Hey, Victor. When you're on the field, there's chance creation. You can see it. You came back in the Minnesota game, whenever you came in immediately with full help, Sasha, you guys were creating chances. You see it in this game, but when you leave, chance creation goes away. One, is there a way to keep you on the field longer? And two, if there's not, is there somebody that you see that can step up and make those same plays?
Of course, we have players that they can do the same. As I say always, I think Efra is one of our guys, that he has the quality to do that. And the rest, we have players, of course. We have Ryan, we have Marky on the field. They are different as me or as Efra, but we have the right players. I think it's more about, like I said, that we are missing some clear chances in front of the goal, and I think once we are getting in this and we are keep scoring goals, I think everything is going to be more easy, everything is going to look better, the passes will be there, the goals will be there, and we will be like, we will forget about these things. But yeah, when we are on the field, like players like Sasha, Efra, and myself, we keep doing this and keep serving the other guys to try to score goals.
I know you said physically you're feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Today was good, like 55. I don't know how much it was at the end, but yeah, it was great to be back. I'm ready for everything now again, and I'm happy, of course, to be back and trying to help the team as much as I can.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Robert,
Again. So Greg mentioned that, he has a lot of players that play pretty football, but he wants his players to play more efficient. Thoughts on that?
Yeah. I'm totally agree with Greg. We just spoke about this on the dressing room, and I think we have to understand also the kind of players we have on the field. And for example, if Efra, myself, or even Douglas, or whoever is on the field, that we have these kind of qualities to give the last pass, to give this movement to the team, that creating these chances, we have to give the ball to these guys, because you know that these guys, they're gonna create the chances, and the other guys, they have to be in the box. In the first half, we make it. We did it. We missed the chances, we were lucky, but in the second half, I think we didn't enough. I think we didn't create a chance in the second half. Then we have to, like I said, we have to trust more in each other, and if I'm on the field, they know that I'm like a key player, that I can give these kind of balls, that I can make the team play, And the other guys, they have to be in the box, and they have to be ready for these kind of opportunities, because when we start to play so nice, okay, we can do it. But when you are losing a game, it's for nothing. We lead the game 2-0, and then to start like play more nice and have the ball and move the ball around and have them running. But today, it wasn't like this. And the second half, like I said, I think we look very bad, really bad, and I think it's unacceptable for us, for the supporters, and for the organization.
Víctor, en español, frustrante la forma que se pierde hoy. ¿Qué tanto afecta al equipo rumbo al partido de miércoles frente a LFC?
No va a afectar en nada. Obvio que el partido del FC es un partido muy diferente a este tipo. También sabemos que es partido de Copa, donde es a un partido y el equipo que pierda está eliminado. Entonces no nos va a afectar en nada. Vamos a cambiar la actitud muy rápido. Mañana ya tenemos un entrenamiento, el martes tenemos otro entrenamiento y estar preparados para el miércoles. Creo que hoy es una derrota muy dura, pero tenemos la capacidad también de cambiar el chip y de dar lo mejor el miércoles para pasar a cuartos de final.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Javier, this team had the momentum in the first half, 2 quick goals scored in the second half. What were the breakdowns?
Oh, the breakdowns is like a very negative performance from all of us. Like, it's the second time that we concede 3 goals in our home, in our fortress, and we want to create that. I think we are being a lot like very naive, in soccer IQ. We need to improve, all of us. We need to be more decisive, because we think that one simple pass of 5 yards, it doesn't matter, and everything counts, everything matters, every turn, every pass, every tackle, every intuition, like a play, everything. We need to wake up, because if not, we can go even deeper into a hole over there, and we don't want that. So we need to wake up, all of us. We need to have that desire, that hunger, that confidence that if we want to be champions, we cannot be playing like this at home. Because one time it could happen against Dallas. They play very good, well. But right now, when we are dominating, when we are playing pretty well, then we concede 3 goals with decisions that we can prevent, all of us. I'm the first one. But the situation is like, we need to improve way better. We are a LA Galaxy teammate, a player. It's not any organization. It's the best one. You need to be one of the best players on the world to be here. So we need to keep it up.
Javier, it's gut check time now. How do you respond on Wednesday?
We've given everything. That's the thing. We need to give everything, and it's very easy to speak. We want to go, like, we can lose games. We lose some of the games that we play amazingly. We play very good, and yes, they were better. We go to the next one, but with this feeling in our place, without that pushing, with that kind of naiveness that we're showing, all of us, we need to turn this around. It's not about only with the football skills. I'm a little bit frustrated because we have so much talent, we have so much squad as well to be here, and we need to be grateful, we need to be confident, and we need to respond to that confidence that they give us to be an LA Galaxy player. It's not simple to be here. I think you can ask any player in any institution, and even the Washington DC, that is one of the greatest too, they want to be here in California, in LA, with an institution that won more titles. So we need to prove that every single game.
Thank you, Javier.